What's up, everybody? Happy Friday, TGIF. So, I don't do a lot of vegetarian stuff. Most of my stuff is meat heavy, but people have asked me if I can do any more vegetarian stuff, whether it's for, health concerns, if people are concerned about, animal rights, sustainability, economic reasons, all valid. So I'm going to try to do something a little bit different. Vegetarian, but still Italian. So these are, what I'm going to do tonight are eggplant meatballs. So what I've got is one better part of one eggplant, it's a smaller one, that I've taken the skin off and just diced it into rough little cubes. So what we're going to do is saute it for a while with some garlic and onions, and then just as we're making a meatball, we're going to use some parsley, grated cheese, and an egg to serve as a binder. And the other thing we're going to do later on, like I did for that arancini, those rice balls, I'm going to put little cubes of matzo in there too. So to start, just get your pan going at about a medium with some olive oil. So for this one, because the eggplant's kind of small, I did 2 cloves of garlic and a mix of about a quarter of both a red and a white onion. So we're going to saute this at a medium for 2 or 3 minutes, and then we're going to add the eggplant and kind of go from there. So this is a multi-step process, a little labor intensive, which is why I waited till the weekend, but for something a little bit different, for all my vegetarian brethren out there, this is for you. So just as we've done so many times, foundation of this, garlic, onion, oil. So just let this go for a little bit, and just keep stirring it for a couple reasons to make sure it doesn't stick and that the garlic doesn't burn. And I'll be back in a sec. See you. Alright, so the veggies have been sweating for about 3 minutes, so at this point, I'd bring the heat up a little bit, maybe medium-high, and we're going to add the eggplant. So after you add this, same thing, just keep stirring it. This is going to cook down pretty good, and then, maybe halfway through those 8 minutes, you can add in some salt, cracked black pepper, or some red chili flake if you like a little bit of spice. Just going to add this, and again, it looks like quite a bit, but this will actually cook down pretty good. And keep your big bowl, keep it aside. That's going to become our mixing bowl. And one other thing, after the eggplant's cooked, put it in a strainer and kind of stir it with a spoon for and let it cool down for about 15 minutes. And that serves a couple functions. It gives everything a chance to cool off, so it's cool enough for you to handle, and add the breadcrumbs and the egg and the cheese to make it into a ball. And the other thing is you want to get a little bit of the water out there, because there is like water in the eggplant, and if you don't do that, it's going to be really hard to form the little eggplant balls. So quick tip, we'll be back. Alright, so these have been sauteing for a while. So they're starting to get a nice little char, they're starting to reduce a little bit. So at this point, I got the bowl and the strainer. So just get them in here and just kind of work it a little bit with your wooden spoon to make sure any excess moisture you can get out of there, so that again you're able to roll them and work them into balls when it's time for that. So the other thing is, again, it gives you time to let them cool down. The other thing, you can start to work out all your measurements for the other stuff. So again, with cooking, just maximizing your time. So for this, I got about a third a cup of shredded grated pecorino romano. I got a half a cup of Italian breadcrumbs. And in the meantime, I'm going to do a couple things. I'm going to chop up my parsley, cube up my mozzarella, and grab a cocktail. Stay tuned. Alright, we're back. Just work this up and make sure everything's coming together nice and good. And then you just start doing like we did before. Because I'm stuffing these, kind of making them into a little patty to start, and then with your finger just make a little well to put some of this cheese in. So depending on how big they are, 1 or 2 cubes of mozz, and then start bringing them back together. And if you need more filling, to put it on top to help form it into the meatball or eggplant ball. So I might get just 2 or 3 out of these, and that's okay because they're an appetizer. But these are pretty big honkers. So because you let the eggplant cook for a good 10 minutes on medium high, they do get a nice little char, and that's kind of the desired effect for this. To have it be browned, and with the onion and the parsley, it's to give the look and the feel of a meatball. So actually, I went pretty big. So this is more like restaurant style. I'm gonna get two big boys. So I think to fill up the other one, I'm going to take some more of this filling and just kind of re-roll. So I could have got 3 medium, but we're going to get 2 big ones out of this. So there you go. They're the 2 big boys. So I'm actually going to put them in the freezer for like a flash freeze for a couple minutes, let them set up before I dip and fry, just so they hold a little bit better. So stay tuned, we'll be back. Alright, so we're back. There's lightning all around. I really hope I can get through this. So I got a new little toy to dip stuff in the fryer. I was using my plastic colander, and when I made that arancini, I scooped it out of the hot oil. The whole thing melted. So this has a long, nice handle, and it's good for scooping, and it won't melt. So I got my 2 eggplant balls, and I'm just going to roll these into the breadcrumb. Just make sure you get it on all sides. And for these, you can go a good, depending on how hot your oil is, maybe 6 to 8 minutes. You want to make sure they get golden brown, but you also don't want them to burn. So what you can also do is you can kind of flip them with a fork, like gently prod them and flip them to make sure everything gets cooked evenly on all sides. So just roll both of these around in the breadcrumb. Get a little bit more on this one. Gonna put them in my new toy and drop them in the oil. So just keep an eye on it. You know, maybe 6 to 8 minutes, and then we're going to put them right back on that plate on a paper towel. Let them strain. Then we're going to put it with a little marinara, a little appetizer. Stay tuned. Alright, so we're back. We made it. I didn't mean to cut away, but I think I let that oil get a little too hot, so I had to jump and grab these. It didn't take the full 6 minutes. That oil, that cast iron skillet, captures in so much heat. This was more like 4 minutes. So I'm going to put these on my plate. Actually, one I'm going to cut in half to show you guys the get the good match cheese in there, and just something a little bit different. Eggplant meatball. You know, vegetarian, something a little bit different, but always trying to expand and try something new. So everyone have a good one. We'll see you again this weekend with another keto John too.